Alright, so here's what I've found to be 4 extremely useful mods for trail riding purposes. These mods probably wouldn't really do you any good on a motocross track or anything like that, but if you're primarily a trail rider, then you may find that these 4 mods may come in handy. So with that said, let me tell you the 4 mods that I did to my bike. Number 1, put a headlight on it. Headlight's pretty nice, a nice feature. I know some bikes come with headlights, most of them don't. Not only does it help you when you're driving at night, but you know, dirt bikers, you're not usually riding around at night. However, there may come a time when you are out riding and you may be about an hour away from home. You may lose track of time and it may be getting dark in the next 20 minutes or so. So you're forced to ride home in the dark. So that is one instance when a nice headlight comes in very useful. Also, if you're riding around in the woods or something and the trail goes underneath the road or something like that, or any sort of tunnel, you could either just go through it or you could go through it with a headlight on. I know that I prefer to go through dark tunnels with my headlight on. Just better safe than sorry, you know? So I don't use the headlight all too often, but in those instances when I do, it's great. I love having it. Having a headlight on your bike really isn't too difficult to hook up. If you got a bike that's you know, supposed to be designed for like trail riding primarily, chances are your bike came with a battery. If it has an electric start, your bike came with a battery. Even if it didn't come with a battery, there's all kinds of videos on YouTube showing how you can you know, showing how you can add a headlight to your bike if your bike is not equipped with a battery. There's a couple different ways to do it. However, my bike, since it is primarily designed to be a trail bike, mine did come with a battery, and it was a very simple installation. I just got this new number plate which had the headlight already mounted in it, and it was simply 2 rubber clamps on each side. Mounted it right to it. Then I just mounted, or it comes with a switch, so basically you just run the headlight to the switch, and then there's one more wire that you have to tap into that runs back to the battery, which gives the power to the headlight. So whatever kind of bike you have, you get one of these little headlight thingies for like $100, maybe less, maybe a little more. They give you wiring instructions. It was about a 10-minute installation, and now I have a headlight. Very simple. Number two mod, mirrors. Alright, I have these little fold-away mirrors. These things look kind of funny, but I have a major purpose for these things. When I'm riding around from trail to trail, I'm required to take a few main roads here and there because I live in a city. So there are times where I have to ride on main roads for up to maybe 2 miles or so until I get to the next trail. Basically, the main reason I use these mirrors is to keep an eye out for cops. I mean, yeah, it's safe knowing what's going on behind you and whatnot, but you know, when you're riding an off-road vehicle on the road, there's a good chance that a cop may stop you, and it's up to you if you want to stop for him and risk getting a huge fine and potentially getting your bike taken away, or if you want to run, or what you want to do. Me, I'd rather not run, and I'd rather not get stopped. I'd rather just spot the cop before they spot me. That way I can get out of their sight. So I know what's going on in front of me at all times, but I also like to know what's going on behind me. So when I'm riding down the road at 50 miles an hour or whatever, I don't want to have to turn around. I'd like to just simply have these nice adjustable mirrors letting me see what's going on behind me. So, you know, just when you're going from trail to trail, it's a really nice feature to have. Each one of these was like $20 off eBay or something like that. And then when I'm not using them, I simply fold them down like so. Fold it down right into here underneath the handlebars. And, you know, now it's protected from whatever, you know, whatever branches or whatever you may come across. So that is another useful little mod. The third mod is a simple battery tender. Little battery tender right here, got it zip tied to the frame. Again, if you're primarily riding trails or you got a bike that comes with an electric start, it probably comes with a battery. So if your bike has some sort of battery in it or whatever, it's nice to have a little battery tender. I mean, it's not too difficult to get to the battery. You just have to take these plastics off. It's like 3 bolts or something. Not a huge deal. Then you can just hook a charger up to it, but it's way easier just to have this nice little battery tender coming right out here. Whenever I'm not using the bike, just plug the battery tender in. That way the battery keeps a fresh charge on it at all times. $10 on Amazon. Another simple little mod. And the fourth and final mod for trail riders is what's called the T mod. Let me turn the light on here so I can show you what the T mod is. Basically, you have the ventilation tubes coming from your carburetor, and the ventilation tubes from the car basically come down and they run down to about here, right? Now, if you happen to go through water and these ventilation tubes touch the water, then your carburetor is not going to be able to vent properly. I don't know exactly how they work. All that I know is once these tubes hit water, your engine will shut off. Your engine will stall out. It's not like terrible for it, because as soon as you get out of the water, your engine will fire right back up because the tubes will be able to breathe again. But you know, these tubes, if you want to go through water and these tubes do come in contact with the water, it will cause your bike to stall out until you get out of the water. So that's all the T mod is I don't know if you can see it here. Basically, I just put a little T. You see that there? I just put a little T, I don't know what it's called, a T joint or whatever, some kind of T thing coming out of each of the ventilation tubes and turning one tube into 2. So my carburetor had 3 ventilation tubes total. Well, so each of the 3 ventilation tubes has a T on it, and now it has a total of 6 tubes. So what the T does is you have the tubes still going down here like usual, but then the other half of the T runs up here, and I have it zip tied up under the seat. So if for whatever reason you're going through water and these ventilation tubes happen to become submerged, your engine will not shut off because it can still breathe because it's teed off up underneath your seat. So as long as you're not riding in water that's up to your seat, which I don't recommend you do, then you'll be fine. So nice handy little mod. The tubing was $6 or something like that for 8 feet. I got it at the Yamaha dealer. You could probably get it at any motorcycle shop. And I got the tees, little plastic tees at Pep Boys or AutoZone or something like that. They were about $3. So a nice little cheap mod that'll help you out. So that's that. 4 simple non-performance mods, just basic mods that are just going to help your ride out, you know, make your life easier when it comes to riding around on trails and riding from trail to trail. Alright, so you got the headlight, you got the mirrors, you got the battery tender, and you got the carburetor T mod. Alright, so that's that. Thanks for watching.